Hello, everybody. It's GP. So this one is again, another video, discussion video, or a sharing my thoughts video to the things that I enjoy. First and foremost, I enjoy everything cars, right? Everything technology, but within technology, like tablet, computer, smartphones, especially just smartphones and a tablet kind of things, earbuds, smartwatch and stuff like that. And then entertainment, like film and TV shows, like comic books and other things in that nature, right? But anyway, this video is not about all that. It's about technology in terms of foldables, like Z Flips, Z Folds, those. So here in America, not in like the Chinese, not like in the Chinese market or the European market where they get the chance to have, the Vivos, the Xiaomi's, the Honor, the Huawei's, right? We can import them, yes, but people, you have to be a specific niche to do those things. The majority of people, they just want to go to the store like T-Mobile or whatever, find the item, buy it, gone. Even if you're just going to buy like a unlocked version of a phone, it's in Best Buy or it's in Amazon. Order it, put your SIM card in it, keep it moving, right? So they're not like techies as they call them. Excuse me for the camera. Um, so what I want to talk about is foldables here in the United States. We need more. We need more choices. We need more choices. The Z Fold line is great. This is a Z Fold 4 here. I appreciate its narrowness when it's closed and the overall size when opened. Um, I've held a original Pixel Fold. I've held, and I've not held, but I've seen up close a OnePlus Open. But here in America, we need more choices. Man, we need more choices. But even if you don't have like a new company to step it up, the companies that they're already doing it now, which is okay, Samsung, Google, and Motorola, right? These companies, especially these companies here in the United States, they can offer more. They should offer more. In fact, if you're a techie, well, at the end of this video, let me know in the comments, what you want to see. But for me, I want to see like more devices from not only Google but also from Motorola. Actually, more on the Motorola side than Google because Motorola, even though yes, they are Chinese backed, Lenovo, but the thing is, Lenovo took them and made them survive. So in some ways, they're exceeding what they're doing. But yeah, like for example, Moto, right? I want to say a couple weeks ago. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, the Huawei Pura X came out, right? And I was in shock. I was in shock and awe because I'm like, I don't really like the flips, the Z flips and the Motorola Razors, especially the newest ones. They're nice. Don't get me wrong. They are nice, right? Beautiful specs, beautiful design, but I prefer the 2019 and 2020 models, but I get, why they kind of failed. In my opinion, had they brought real flagship, like, real flagship level, iPhone Pro Max level, OnePlus 13 level, Samsung S Ultra level specs on those foldables, I think they would have sold better. Definitely sold better. But actually, in my this is a whole different video. But in my perspective or in my vision of the Razor for the 2019 2020, in my opinion, they should still bring that back. But what they should do is that screen needs to be massive. That inner screen needs to be massive. Make that sucker, what is it, 16 by 9, aspect ratio, right? That width that we used to have years ago, that like one of the original iPhones, right? And then make that inner screen 7 inches and then fold it. And then you have a whole uh, cover screen that's probably going to be almost 4 inches. Yeah, that's my view on it. But anyway, and going back to, overall, going back to like the choices and stuff like that with what we have here in America, the Z Fold line, they should have innovated long. They definitely should have innovated a little bit more. Maybe they're doing it now for the Z Fold 7. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, we do need more choices here in America. I believe if Samsung makes a mid-range Z Fold line, as well as the regular Z Fold line, I think that would be good. Maybe you might have to change aspect ratio, right? Google, Google is okay. Google is Google. They're gonna do what they're gonna do, but truthfully, you're making affordable. Just go all out. Go all out. Keep prices at bay. We need to get the more choices that we have, the more components that they create, it should get cheaper. Especially because that main screen is the reason why they're still in the $1,500, $2,000. Those kind of unless you go used, which you probably have to go like 2 or 3 years old, and then you find like let's say like a Z Fold 4 or a original Pixel Fold. Easily you can go to Amazon or eBay and find refurbished now, officially refurbished, for $500, $600 if 1 terabyte or something like that's on there. So it's like, yeah, there's ways to get like quote unquote cheaper foldables. You got to go use, unfortunately. But as for brand new, it's the inner screen is making these products still expensive, and they're still improving on them. But hopefully, somewhere in the future, in a couple of years, they'll be able to make it a little bit more affordable. At least, let's get an average now instead of like 2,000, either $2,000 or 1,900, 1,500. Let's try to get it down to like 14, 13, 1,200. For affordable book style too. Like that book style for the flip ones. Okay, yeah, it's like making a slab phone, but that folds down, right? So they're gonna get to like $1,000 or less. That's you'll be fine with those. It's the book style ones that needs to really, we need a price cut. We need a price cut. But yeah, Google, I think they couldn't do. Excuse me for the camera. I think Google can do a Pixel Fold flip, a Pixel Flip. I believe they can do that. That would be something. That would be something different. Motorola, in my opinion, though, is the biggest one in the United States. I think they definitely should be making a book style fold. I think there was a one rumor about that, but we'll see. But they have book style fold, and they should make. Actually, my opinion is they should. Motorola should make like a Z Fold or a Pixel Fold like device, right? Premium too. Make it kind of like a Honor Magic V3 and Oppo Find N5. Kind of like that. With those specs and everything. But also create something like the Huawei Pura. I would definitely rock a Huawei Pura if it was just slightly bigger. I know it's like a Z Flip that's just been widened, but if they make that a little bit bigger, I think that probably could be like that in between the Flip and the book style fold. But in my opinion, Motorola should do both of those type of form factors for the foldables, and they can spec it, flagship, or they can kind of go like high mid range, um, give people choices though. Here in America, man, we need more choices, and not only more choices, we need true innovation. I'm personally sick and tired that the Chinese market getting all these goodies. Look at the Huawei Mate XT, a bifold, a two-hinged foldable, and actually it's the thinnest in the world if you want to go for thickness or thinness between all foldables. I'm talking about including like the book style foldable from Huawei also. Huawei, yes, that one is the thinnest as of right now. The Honor Magic V5 didn't come out yet, and there's other foldables like Vivo didn't come out yet. So there's a lot of companies. I'm surprised TCL didn't do anything. They stopped playing around. They need to come too because they're here in the U.S. They should have a foldable too. I'm not going to be shocked if one day I'll see like some sort of Z Flip, Z Flip, not bookstyle, but Z Flip kind of phone, from Blue, from Umidigi. Like somebody's gonna come up with that, and then it's gonna be affordable. You have Blackview, had like something pretty cheap, and then also who was it? Not ZTE. Well, I'm surprised ZTE didn't do anything either. I'm waiting for them. Can't recall that last other company. Oh, the Zubia, Nubia, Zubia, whatever that flip one. But still, we need more choices here in America. And the flips are nice, but it would be nice that if a couple of companies here in America, even Samsung, right, makes another version of the Pura X from Huawei, and we need more book style folds. The more book style folds that we have, brand new, the better here in America. OnePlus need to come back, but you know what? I get what OnePlus did. They did what they had to do. They thought that this is a bit much. Let's just hang out. But it also shows the original OnePlus Open is still just as good. Yes, you don't have the biggest computer engine, the modem, the chip, but you still got 16 gigs of RAM and 512 of storage. I would get one of those myself if I could. But yeah, we need more choices here in America. Let me know down in the comments what you want to see here in America personally. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.